All right, y'all, it's your boy Walt, and I think her name is Mowry or something. One of the twins from the sister shit back in the day, or Twitches, or whatever it was fucking called on Disney. Y'all know the whole story behind her and her man. So we're gonna look through their relationship, and we're gonna kind of see if we can pinpoint where things went wrong. Let's go. Listen. Double time on my business. This nigga's got.
He kisses me we haven't told this to anybody.
Yeah.
He kisses me every single night before we go to bed. Even when I go to bed earlier at night.
Even if she's mad at me, I'll still do it.
And I'm like.
Yep, she'll move her head. And I was like, come here, give me it.
Yeah, he was like, literally
I would say
pin
that.
me down and like kiss me.
A few moments later.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
It was all good just a week ago.
I don't have to play no games with nobody, man. And she respected that. And it was what it was, you know. I was waiting on the bus stop. I was shot my first film. Her sister and her drove by. They saw me waiting. They asked me to give me a ride. I was just like embarrassed. I was downtown.
Yeah.
They gave me a ride, and we were friends ever since.
Oh, cool.
Took me to Inglewood. So that's how that relationship started. And we were friends. And we just started dating and nothing. And then it just went from there. I knew Tia was the one for me when she was in my corner. When I moved to LA, when I moved to Inglewood, and I didn't have I had like 2 pair of drawers to my name. I was dirt poor. I didn't have anything. And she...
Right there. She shouldn't have been there nodding like, smiling like, yeah, I did help him out of that situation. Like, no, don't do that, because that lets us know that you kind of feel like he owes you something. Like you're nodding, like, yeah, I did do that for you, didn't I? Right? Don't do that.
She appreciated everything like for what it was, and she loved me for me. And then I knew once I can get financially in a better situation, that I'm gonna buy her a ring, and that's gonna be my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. So that's when I knew she was the one for me.
Don't make me cry.
Because it was real love, you know? And it's not perfect now.
No, it's not.
We might fight when I get home.
You see?
But listen,
no, and
that's
there are
real life.
moments when he gets on my last nerve.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Let's talk about it. You see where he leads with honesty and she leads with what she wants, right? He said, it's not perfect. We might argue when we get back home, right? Meaning there might be a dispute between us where both of us don't feel like we're getting something, and we're going to have to argue like any couple out there, we're gonna have to sometimes argue to deal with that shit. She says, yeah, sometimes he gets on my last nerves.
Women.
One side is very selfish, which I tend to notice this a lot when it comes to women. They're very selfish in the things that they ask for and the things they believe. And the men are more open to truth. Like, yes, we both fucked up. This is how the situation was. She helped me when I was down bad. He doesn't need to hide any of that shit because he's confident enough in himself to be like, let me just be honest. Right? Now, I'm not saying Tia's a bad person because of that. I'm just saying you guys have to notice these little things sometimes.
Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
You know, I've never dated.
That's right.
I've never dated. Corey was my first.
Right. Yes.
Everything.
Really?
I met Corey when I turned 20, and I lost my virginity at 25. There. Was that it?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Y'all knew each other for 5 years before you chose to sleep with each other, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just very curious. Like, you don't really ever hear of that happening for people, especially within 2 years. You know if this is somebody that you're considering of marrying. So within a year, fuck that, within a few months of knowing each other, you should know whether this is a person that you would consider even being with in a relationship. So it's I find it weird that it took her 5 years from there. I feel like she's lying.
No shit, Sherlock.
I'm not going to say for sure it's a lie, but I just don't believe the way she said that shit don't make sense to me.
She let that man wait for 5 years.
Yeah, I don't believe
So
it.
of course he's thinking she's the one. Plus, she still got her V card.
And then we got married. Boom.
I'm Tia, the one with the ring.
Don't get it twisted.
Okay,
That's my sister, the one without the ring. I'm married.
Yeah, things like that should also show you the character of people. Her saying that, oh, my sister there, she's the one without the ring. It's like, you know, the funny thing is, I like your sister better, even though she's not the one with the ring. She's the one that you never see on social media saying stupid shit. Hey, she's the one that you don't see on her little show or The View or whatever the fuck. A female's always fucking complaining about their lives and their own mistakes, but always making it somebody else's fault. She's the one that be shutting the fuck up. That's why I like her, right? She didn't like that. Her sister didn't like. Look,
The one that's married.
look how she keeps looking at her. Look at them.
Oh, really? That sucks.
Tia Mowry files for divorce. Tia Mowry has decided to file for divorce from her husband Corey Hardrick after 14 years of marriage. She took to Instagram on Tuesday to share the news. According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, she took to Instagram on Tuesday to share the news.
I have always been honest with my fans, and today is no different. I want to share that Corey and I have decided to go separate ways. These decisions are never easy and not without sadness. We will maintain the friendship as we co-parent our beautiful children. I am grateful for all the happy times we had together, and I want to thank my friends, family, fans for love and support as we start this new chapter moving forward in our lives. Now, this is something I find very interesting because I can understand why people think that she planned this.
Right, yeah, of course.
I can understand why people think this was a setup by her because, well, it looks very setup-y. It doesn't sound like she made him wait for marriage and then she gave him sex. It sounded like she made him wait to have sex and then they got married, which is a very weird thing. But after that happens, then they have kids, and subsequently after that, because they'd already been together for 5 years, so they had kids. They raised their kids for approximately around 10 years, and then she decided, well, I don't want to be with him anymore, but we're gonna co-parent, which is like, it seems like a perfect type of scenario in her mind, right? I have a guy, I have kids, I already have all of the things that I need as a woman, but now I can go and find another man that's gonna take care of my kids as well, while my kids have a father that's also financially gonna take care of them. So I have all of these different opportunities from all these different places and different men, which seems like a trap. That's the thing we see from a lot of women. It seems like they're putting themselves in situations where they will always be the ones to come out on top.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, the sister star filed documentations in Los Angeles on Tuesday, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for the end.
How did you know
like what?
that it was time?
That's a really good question.
To take that route?
I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness. I feel like women, we tend to focus on everybody else's happiness.
You hear that a lot from women. Like when I started focusing on my happiness, I feel like women, we tend to focus on everybody else's happiness, even though women aren't the ones that have to provide for everybody's lifestyle. So it's so like nonsensical because yes, I get that she's a celebrity and she might be the one that's taking care of her family's lifestyle. Fine. But that's not the majority of households. The majority of households, the men are the ones that have the majority of the responsibilities. So the men are actually the ones that are always thinking about other people before themselves. Historically speaking, that's always been the case. So it doesn't make sense I hate when women say these things. It's just a way for them to not take accountability for the fact that like, yo, you messed up in your relationship as well.
That sucks.
You did things that you shouldn't have done, right? You weren't the perfect partner. Nobody's perfect. We all have to take accountability for what we did. I wasn't perfect in my relationship. I take accountability for my part, right? Like, you gotta do that shit.
Making sure that everybody else is okay, meaning our children.
You see? Exactly. Like, every single woman
our
feels the same
children,
way.
our friends,
even though it's a lie.
Our family. But at the end of the day, it's about self-love. And when you start to really work on yourself, love yourself, know your value, know your worth, and then all of a sudden there's this awakening.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm in my hoe phase right now.
Yeah, I don't understand. She didn't say anything that made that. When you start working on yourself and self-love, and you see, this is the thing that I feel a lot about a lot of women. They just like to say things. Like they almost have like, you know, this vocabulary in the back of their mind. The empowerment vocabulary is what I like to call it. And anytime that they don't actually have anything relevant or smart to say, they'll just pull out the empowerment vocabulary and they'll be like, yeah, well, you know, self-love and take care of myself. And, you know, you gotta just, this is what you do. And once you realize that you're there, it's like, you're empowered. It's like, bitch, you sound so stupid. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Like, nothing she said made any fucking sense.
It's like, you know, it's like if it's, I can't even visualize myself, you know, without Corey.
Okay, yeah, right there. Bullshit, bro. To say something like that, it doesn't take all of that stuttering and all of that doubt.
Stupid.
I can't even think of me without him, you know? Like, I can't think of it. Because if I think of it, I'll do it. That's pretty much what the bitch was trying to say, bro. She had no confidence in saying that shit whatsoever because she knew it was a lie. You could tell. Yeah.
Okay. And that's just, you know, everything's not perfect. You know, marriage is work.
And that's...
Marriage is work.
But
I'm not here. Let me...
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm not going to be here like, you know, work.
And that's...
Marriage is work.
It
But
is.
I'm not here. Let me...
Go ahead.
Oh, say less.
It is very tough. I will say I've only been in the dating world for, I want to say 3 months now, and it is exhausting.
It's exhausting.
I want to throw the towel in.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, what is wrong with, you know?
But this is the thing a lot of women tend to not think about, right? She thought she was the same girl she was when she was 20. When she left her man, she thought she was the same woman she was when she was 20. The thing y'all females don't realize is that time moves on with or without you, right? And by the time that your ass gets to that certain point in her 30s, she was 34, 35, whatever it is, you are no longer as desirable to men as you used to be. And you've got kids, you've got a whole situation. I just told you, bro, nobody wants to be a part of that situation. Not many men want to, long-term, be a part of that situation, especially to give that situation a ring.
You niggas is just retarded.
You know, when I was, you know, dating this person,
Saying
it was
nothing.
beautiful. It was amazing.
Bitch
It was
ain't say
wonderful.
shit.
There was courting that was, you know, involved.
Then why'd you leave?
And I was saying how I feel like that's no longer, you know, present, meaning like people just don't court each other anymore.
And it also, I think, once you're there, you're sort of 100% who you are. And that way, the next person in your life who may, whenever that day comes, will be meeting you.
Yes.
Like the real you.
I went out on this date with this guy, never met him.
Hey, they might have just said some shit right there. They were like, hey, yeah, when you first met Corey, you were a version of you that was still a bit malleable, right? Because you hadn't had so many different relationships with men and this, that, and the other. But now that you've been with Corey and the way that you transformed in your relationship with Corey is who you actually were, which is often the thing I say to be true. The way a woman transforms in her relationship with a man is who she actually is at the end, right? The vindictive side of her, all of these ways that she tries to hurt you because she feels like she was hurt, that's actually her. Right, the earlier side is the side that everybody shows, which is why I don't understand why women get mad at men for like early on being these suave dudes that will do anything to lead you to believe they're good people. It's like everybody does that.
No shit, Sherlock.
I was there at the BET Awards. You
yes,
were there.
yes,
Corey's there
yes,
with your son,
yes,
Creed.
yes.
We are still a family. We're going to Disneyland together.
The four of you.
Yes, for Halloween. I'm not saying that it's easy because, again, I want to be transparent. Co-parenting, it has its rough patches. I think that we are doing a great job, and the reason why I say that is because family and our kids are what is most important.
This is how we usually go.
Bitch, are you dumb?
Your family and kids is what's most important, but you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait till your kids were at least adults and out of the house before you chose to be like, let me go out here trying to find niggas. Like,
Nasty bitch.
like if kids are really that important, then you would do what men do, which is, I know my kids are the most important thing. This woman is getting on my freaking nerves. But so that my kids can have the best chance at life, I'm going to stick with their mother through everything, through all of the nonsense, through all the headaches, until these kids are adults. And then I'm going to venture out to find me something new. That's the thing that you see the majority of men do. That's why the majority of men don't break up with women or get divorced with women when they have children. They're just willing to work it out and do whatever they need to for the child. That's when you care about your family. You understand? The majority of women, they don't care. They're willing to like put their kid through this broken family situation where now they have to go and be with dad and then travel all the way to be with mom. Hear both of these people talk about each other now in a way that they never heard, right? See the family, the extended family talk about mom or dad in these ways that they don't want to hear. Like all of that shit is stressful. None of that shit is good for their development. All of that shit creates mental issues that these kids now have to deal with. You understand? And this is where my problem with this type of nonsense is. Like she tries to really make it seem like she made a good choice. This wasn't a good choice for her kids. It also wasn't a good choice for her. The only person it was a good choice for was her man, because her man is still going to be there in her kid's life. He's still going to do his best to try to lead those kids down the right path. But now he's free from her influence. He no longer has to deal with Mowry. He no longer has to deal with the Tia that we can now see she is. A woman that's very kind of selfish, that's about her, that's about what I want, what I need, my empowerment. Fuck the kids, fuck the husband, fuck the marriage, fuck the household. He's free from that. He's the only one that won, and she's the one that forced his hand. It's just funny.
Our kids are what is most important.
Huge change in our family and in our life. I've always wanted the family dynamic of having a mom and a dad in one household.
I hope you niggas enjoyed the video, but even if you didn't, don't forget to like and subscribe or I'ma shit on your carpet. It's your boy Walt. Catch you in the next video.